Alright, so I decided to make another part 2 to it after I was watching the video. After I made it when I came back. So I decided, just explain a few more things. Since might as well just run off this energy because, I might not want to feel like making another video for another. I saw the other. I might not want to make another video for another month or so. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I saw the other video. I saw how all this fucking shit on my mouth. I don't really care. Who cares? Hopefully you just listen to what I was saying. But part 2, the servitors. What are servitors? Where I'll start at? I guess I'll just start anywhere, really. Some other stuff you could possibly create or have them do. Also, when you're in the process of making a servitor, you just basically imagine. This is why I didn't want to. This is why I didn't explain the last time. I should explain that because it's really kind of important. Just basically, when you're making a servitor, and for whatever purpose you want to make it for, it could be a bird, it could be like I said, a wolf, it could be a car. I don't know why you want to really think of a car, unless you're like a servitor to drive you places while you're astral projecting or in your dream world, because that's actually pretty cool. But it could be some type of like Cthulhu-like monster, if you know who Cthulhu is, because that'd be fucking cool too. But it depends on really. Well, some people say that it matters, like what you make, depending on the purpose. So like, it's like hold on, let me think for a second. Oh yeah, it's like if you make a bird, like a raven, a small raven that could fit on your shoulder. Why would you? It's like they would say, why would you want that one to be a protection spirit that will fight other entities for you? Because it doesn't really have much that it could use at its disposal. But in my mind, I will kind of just say, does that really fucking matter? Like, that drink could be a fucking squirrel for all I. Who gives a shit? Like, have you seen fucking Green Lantern squirrel? Nigga got a ring and can still whoop niggas' asses. Like, it don't matter what it looks like. But it depends on some people. That's how some people think. So the servitor may not be able to do anything depending on how you create it, if you have that subconscious limitation. But it could also be powerful enough, because if you made a squirrel type entity and gave it the ability to do magic, then I really don't think it really cares. It's like if a kid knew how to use magic versus a grown man who knows how to use magic. That kid knows how to use magic and can sling spells with the best of them. Does it matter that his body's smaller? Nah, it don't, because one dude get hit by a fireball is gonna kill the next dude who just get hit by a fireball. If that makes any sense. That makes sense to me. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Just make whatever you want. You could be anything you want to be. You could be angelic. It could be a demonic creature. Like, I got fucking horns and shit. Just make it whatever you want to make it. Like your own personal superhero. It's like how you envision your higher self to be. Whatever feels right with you, you can create that servitor to look like that. And also, I wouldn't really recommend telling people what your servitor looks like, unless it's like your really close friend. But if they're still like asleep, if you know about the word sleep, like if they're not really conscious, and they don't really dabble in what you dabble in, they don't know about this stuff, then don't tell them, because there are entities who peer into people's thoughts and their dreams when they go to sleep. People who don't put on shields, when they go to sleep, people who get hounded by entities, when y'all be dreaming, and then these dudes y'all don't really know just walk up, and then you're in the middle of talking about something, and they just walk up and then they're like, hey man, hey John, how you doing? And you're just like, hey, what's up, bro? And then it's like in the dream, it's like a part of you thinks, oh yeah, they're friends, but they aren't really friends. If you know, like your conscious mind is like, I've never seen these niggas before, these guys before, I don't know these dudes. But your some part of you inside is like, oh, they're friends. Yeah, it's like that. They come up to you and they take information from you. They want to know what you know, and they want to know who else can they go attack, who else is woke, who else knows this information, who else is waking up. So when you're first starting off, that's why it's hard to really wake up in the first place, because once you start expanding more energy, like we're all being watched in some ways or another. Some people don't really have to be watched because it's like they're at a certain point. There's no point in watching you. It's like knowing. It's like being in the classroom. If your kid is making A's, there's no point in really paying more attention to him. You gotta work with the other dudes. But it's reversed when I'm talking about in this situation. So it's like everybody's at the bottom of the class pretty much. So they want you at the bottom of the class. So there's no point in paying attention to you. I mean, that one guy who's at the bottom, you're gonna pay attention to the one who's starting to make C's. You know, they don't want that. They don't want you making C's. They want you back in the E section. They want you down. So they'll start talking to you and paying more attention. Especially if you start spiking. Like, you go from D to fucking B and A. Yeah, now you definitely on their radar. And they will often do things and influence the world to fuck with you, to bring you back down again. That's something that hopefully they'll try to do it for good. But, just keep flowing into your own inner power. Realize that nothing really can hurt you, but it's hard to do that when you're in the ED level consciousness. It's hard to think like that. So, but as you start expanding yourself, it becomes easier. But back to what I was saying about the servitors. The servitors can be your guiding light. It can help you be your guiding light in a way. Like, most people, they don't understand, or not, I can't say most people. Most people in the conscious community, when they start beginning, that I've noticed, because I was like this in the beginning too, where, but I'm a fast learner, so I figured that shit out, where they look towards external things instead of looking internally. Now, I would say it ain't all bad to do that, because it can be scary to fucking talk to yourself when you never talked to yourself before in your life. But there's going to become a time when you're going to have to. You're going to have to connect to your inner self, your inner higher self, and recognize that you are God, basically. I ain't going to say that you become. It's like, what type of God I mean. You're the God of your reality. You can do whatever you want in your reality. What we're co-creating, so like it don't give you no right to go over there and take somebody else's life. But your servitor can help increase your connection to your higher self. It could bridge that gap. You could talk to yourself. You can create a servitor solely for helping you communicate to your higher self, because some people are at a denser level of knowledge, or not a lot of energy, so they can't have that clear channel to their higher self. So they will create a servitor who can act as the medium between the two. And most people, you might wonder, why would I trust this servitor to talk to me about my higher self? Well, your servitor has your best interest at heart. It basically, it's a part of your soul, so it can communicate with your higher self. It's basically like, your higher self isn't another person. So when you created it, your higher self created it. Your higher self knows that servitor, and that servitor knows your higher self. And if you give it that ability to do so, and so it knows what that higher self, what your inner higher self wants, your inner outer, well, he's not really outer, so I'll just keep it with inner. It knows what it wants down to the exact letter. And since it knows what it led you to the information in the first place, your higher self led you to this information in the first place. It may not be me who specifically told you. It may be someone else, or somebody might have been talking about it one day. Some other connect might have been saying this, and you just was like, what is this? And you start looking up online, and then you decide just to do a little bit more research. You may have already been making servitors. You just want to expand your knowledge and see through other different perspectives. Your higher self prompt you to do that, and you listened, because you could have easily just said, nah, I don't want, I'll do this later. And but your higher self said, do it, and you did it. So that's why when you make a servitor and you don't have that connection to your higher self, that servitor will strengthen it and will prompt it. You could talk to your higher self. You could write down, say if you're like me, who's a writer, you can write in your notebook or type it up on your laptop, don't matter. You could type it up and ask certain questions like, what can I do to lessen my anger? What can I do to get rid of my anger? Or not get rid of it, because, you know, we all feel anger and shit. But what can I do to lessen the blow of my anger? And your servitor will start to give you reasons based off of your higher self. And it will teach you these things. It will teach you how to lessen your anger, what to focus on when you start to get angry, what not to focus on. Such as, like my servitor one day told me, because I had an anger problem with my mother, realized that your mother and whoever person I got anger with, they're doing the best that they can do. It's just as simple as that. Everybody's doing the best they can do in a world where they don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Nobody knows jack shit about anything. Even if, like, come on. Like, nobody knows nothing. And it's funny. And it's funny because I was watching a video about this. And I ain't gonna say this dude really influenced me about thinking about it, because I already knew. But it's just another reminder that you just don't know nothing. You didn't know about servitors when I brought this up. If this is your first or second video of me at the time watching my video and shit, like, you didn't know about this. You didn't know about consciousness, about spirituality, and know about energy like that, like, until you got deeper into it. This stuff has been around for so long. So it's like, hold on real quick. Oh, there goes this cat. I haven't seen that cat in so long. Hope he let me pet him a little bit. But what was I about to say? Go back to the center. Oh yeah. Servitor helps you connect back to your higher self, and that's probably the most important thing I could say we have to do, and individually, is each connect back to our inner power and our inner higher self. Hey, buddy. Look at that, guys. Ooh, dang. Yeah, I scared him with my phone. He didn't know what that was. Hey, buddy. Cut on real quick, guys. Sorry. All right, I'm like recording things, kitty. So I'll be back. Well, I probably won't be back, but I'll see you later. All right. Goodbye. Yeah, me and that cat kind of cool with each other. Every time when I walk around, he likes to, I like to pet him, and I think he recognizes my energy. He knows I ain't trying to harm him, so he lets me pet him, and he'll rub up against me and meow. That's the first time he really meowed just like that, like as if he was really missing me. But also, servitors can help you connect with animals and other people as well. Like, say if you and your friend kind of been a little standoffish lately, something happened, I don't know what, I don't feel like thinking about what type of scenario. You could think of something, we've all had moments, and your servitor will mentally prompt you and mentally prompt your friend to reconcile. So if you guys are out hanging out, or you're hanging out with one friend and you run across that friend and you're just kind of like, you don't really want to talk a little bit to them, you just say, hey, what's up, and they're just saying, hey, what's up. They recognize you don't really want to talk, and they don't really want to talk. Y'all both recognize that. And depending on who you are, because some people just don't care. Like, some people just be like, all right, man, it's water under the bridge, and you want to connect to them, but they don't want to connect back. Your servitor will mentally cross that gap, or help them cross that gap, and allow them to move past that, take that first step they need. Anything that happens after that is all on y'all, but it helps smooth things over. Another one is your servitor also can, like, help you with your dreams, your dream time. It will be there to pull you back. Like, say for one of my dreams I've had before, where a monster, say for like one of the negative entities, they can come up as many different things. But say if a monster comes in, and when your dreams is trying to kill you, might be trying to kill you, trying to eat you, the same thing really. Not really, because they don't really try to be killing you. You try to drain your energy, and your fear is the strongest point for them. And so they'll try to scare you a little bit, have you run around, and then you running around in circles and shit. And but if you remain centered and calm in the dream, you can. It's funny because I've done this before. I've remained calm where I know, like, oh shit, that's a monster, and I'm gonna run, obviously, but I'm calm. Really, it's just like it is what it is. And it never used to be that. You know the difference between fear and being calm. It's just like survival instinct versus I just know I need to get the fuck out of here. And that's how it was. It's like, nope. And I'm gonna turn this way. It's like as simple as seeing two dudes fight. Some people feel fear at that because, oh shit, what are they gonna do? And they'll freeze like a deer. While other people, they'd be walking on the street and they see these two dudes fighting, they'll just turn around the other way and walk the other way. Like, they don't got time for that. It was like that. Like, I saw that joint, just turn around, was like, nope. And then, yeah, I was not fucking with that. And, your servitor, at times, when you reach an impasse, if you don't at that own level of consciousness, your servitor will walk up to you and will be that friend. Now, it takes a moment for you to recognize it because sometimes your servitor, depending on how good you are and with your dreams, you'll recognize your servitor exactly the way you created it. Now, I haven't really gotten to that level yet, but I've gotten to the point where I recognize that my servitors do come to my aid. There's always one person in the dream that will save me or help me out. I'm just not at the level yet where I can say that's my or I see that visually how I created. I just know that they take certain forms. Because I think there are things I still need to learn in my dreams. So there's no point in them disrupting the whole dream. I need to consciously become awake in my own dreams. And that's what my higher self wants me to do. Learn how to become more aware on my own. Though my servitors can help me, it's not going to flat out make me become aware in my dreams. There's a bunch of shit in my dreams that's already helping me do that. So they don't need, they're not going to help me. So, but sometimes you guys are already aware of your dreams. And sometimes you just need the extra an extra push. Other times, your higher self might say you already learned what you need to learn, so I'm gonna let your servitor do it, and so it'll help you become more aware. But your servitors will protect you in your dreams, like they will nudge you in places where you need to go. They might even forcefully wake you up if they can't do it. Say if you was walking down the street talking to your servitor about some stuff, and 5 dudes just come up out of nowhere because of what y'all was talking about, then your servitor, you may not even know this, but your servitor will mentally nudge you to start waking up because it might not in itself be powerful enough to take 5 different entities at the same time. It's not prepared for that. You may not have prepared it, or it may not have enough energy to deal with that. And so the easiest thing to do would just wake up. What's the point of fighting? The dream ain't that important that it has to sacrifice itself and you potentially a piece of your energy just to fight. It'll wake itself up. It'll remove the whole situation from you. It'll remove both of you from the equation. That's what it'll do. Most people are always like, oh yeah, I'd rather fight. Nah, servitors don't got time for that. No, just wake up. You can go back to sleep. What else? Also, this is some powerful information I'm about to give out to me and my friend discovered this not too long ago, a few months ago. And everyone, when we're asleep, everyone has these beings before you even create them. Like, I can't even say you created, you didn't, I don't know if you created them in another life or what, or you made pacts with these entities, but everybody has a guardian. And you can call it a guardian angel. Like, there are spirit guides and stuff, but these are like other stuff where they're subservient to you. Like, you made a pact with these entities in another life. Most people only have, I can't say most people, because most people don't have, aren't even aware of them, so they're not awake, so they don't have any. But those who do have guardians and are aware of them only have about 1 or 2, and it's more special people, more powerful people. They have more. I have 5, but only 2 are awake right now. And one of my friend who I was talking about, who I learned this information with, he has way more than me. He has doubled than I have. I'm not going to explain how many, because I don't want most of this information somehow leading back to him. I want to rather have him stay anonymous right now until if he wants me to mention him and mention what he has, which I doubt he does. So I'm just going to vaguely mention. But he has even more than me, and I could see why his level of energy was more powerful than me. Like, though I'm working up my way, he's just naturally been at that level. And but these entities, these guardian beings, they're like servitors, but the only difference is they last way longer. Like, they stay with you. for like between lifetimes until your pack is up, until something happens where they no longer wants to be with you, or what? Because you're not like they don't have to be with you. It's their choice. Like you guys are friends. It's like yeah, you guys are friends. That's just it. And so they'll stay asleep until it's time for you to wake up, until they know they're needed. And I have one. Each one has a specific set of duties. Some are attack types where they attack other entities. They'll have a shield around you, and they'll attack any entity that seeks to harm you. Other types are knowledge based. One of mine are knowledge based, where she knows just about everything that I could possibly want to know. She knows it. She has an answer for it, and she will tell me. But she's a playful type of being, so it's funny because she's reminiscent of my friend Jeffrey. I said his name. But either way, she's reminiscent of him. Fuck, I didn't want to say his name. But like I said, this is one of the first videos I ever made, so it don't even matter. But so she may not always give me the information I want to know. So like she'll tell me enough, but then that'll be it. Like you figure it out on your own, because she's just that type of person. Other times she'll tell me everything I need to know because it's something I really need to know. That's something I can't find out on my own right now. And other times, like we talk, we'll hang out. There's sometimes she saves me from my dreams. She's not really a attack type, so she'll wake me up or nudge me. Kind of gotten off a little topic, but it's technically the same thing. But how do you figure out if you have a guardian? To be honest, it's extremely hard. Like, it's kind of extremely hard. I didn't know I had them. Like, you'll know. Honestly, I'll say you'll know depending on if something reoccurring has been happening in your life. Like me, she kept popping up in my life when I was younger, like real young, like in elementary school. And there was always this girl. Like, all right, like, how do I even explain it? Yeah, I'll explain it. All right, so when I was in elementary school, no, it was before that. It was pre-K. That was when we first met. I don't know if y'all had this in y'all school, but basically, the pre-K was separated from elementary, and we were in the gym, and they were letting us basically talk to our. It was a field trip from kindergartners over to pre-K, so they'd be like, let us meet the upperclassmen as if we're in fucking middle school, and like we really about to give a shit about these kids. So I remember thinking in my mind, damn, I can't wait until recess, because I don't know none of these people. I'm probably not even about to know them when I go there, but okay. Like, I don't even know kids from other classes, so it's like, I know I'm not about to know these kids. So I'm just waiting as the time go by, and then when they finally made us, we're like standing like this, we're like standing looking at each other, and then they were just like, all right, turn, and then they walking this way, we walking this way, and we're walking, and it was just like, it's not mandatory, so he's like, you could just say hello if you want, but nobody said hello, we were just walking. But except for this one girl, she said something to me. She said, hi, Timothy. And I turn and I look at her, and I'm like, how the fuck does she know my name? She's a year older than me, and we've never met each other. But I got a kid's mind, so I'm just thinking, whatever. It's whatever. And I keep going. Next year, I meet her again, and I'm walking down the hall, and I see her. She says, hi, Timothy. And I say hi back. And then I look back, and I'm just like, what the heck? And she's looking at me, this smirk. And then she keeps walking. And eventually, over the time, when I got older a bit, because I wouldn't see her every day. I would see her from time to time. Like, it would be like weeks. Weeks will go by, a month will go by, and I'll eventually see her again. And it's funny, because I asked her name, and I said, what's your name? And she said, it'll be like, as soon as I say hi, can you tell me your name real quick? Because you know mine, I don't really know yours. And she was like, oh yeah, my name is... And I'm like, what? And I was like, can you say that again? She's like, oh yeah, sure, it's cool. So, obviously, something's going on where I can't understand her, what she's saying. And now I know it's because I wasn't ready to hear her name. I wasn't strong enough. Like, you know how weird it would have been? Like, if I knew her name, it would have solidified our bond there and then. And probably would have made me a little weirdo amongst my family and my mom and shit, because she didn't play that. She don't play fucking having imaginary friends and shit. I'm not gonna say that my guardian was imaginary, but, you know, I know for a fact that she ain't no imaginary friend. But back then, we would consider it to be an imaginary friend. And so, like, you know, it took me years. Like, it mind-boggled me about that. And it took me years to finally figure out that she was real. And how I figured it out one day was because when I moved down my dad's just recently, I was like, all right, I'm just going to start talking to my higher self like every day. I don't give a shit. I started talking to him, and I just kept talking. I would bring up certain stuff. I imagined it in this form. I don't know, the form just came to me. And I was just like, all right, cool, I'm just going to talk to you. And I kept talking. But then one day, I think I was talking for like 4 or 5 days straight, and life was just good as fuck. But then I started something like, I asked her too, are you my higher self? And she said, yeah, in the beginning. And then I asked later on again, because I doubted it. Something made me doubt. And I was just like, wait, are you my higher self? And she said, no. And I was like, what the fuck? Then who are you and shit? She was like, you know who I am. And I immediately the thought of that girl popped up in my mind. And I'm just like, wait, what the hell? What are you and shit? And then she told me I'm your guardian. I was like, then why would you lie to me when in the beginning? Because she said, I know how skeptical you are about entities and shit. And if I told you the truth, you would have stopped talking to me. And we would have never had this relationship. We would have never been able to speak most likely in this life again, because you would sever that connection. I've been with you. She basically told me, and she's been with me for countless lives. Like, I don't know when we started. I don't know when we started the connection. Like, we made our connection. I didn't even ask her. She said there'll be no point. The life is just too long ago. She remembers, and it's not meant for me now to remember that life. It's too long. It has no relevance to this life now. And she can do things more. She's basically more powerful than my other servitors because she's just far older. The other servitors, and I'm guessing I've made this claim before. Don't take me for 100%. But after we make a servitor, I'm guessing that they might be released from our control when we finally die and shit. So they're released. Some of them might die, maybe, depending on what their origin was. Like, if they're just simple constructs. But if they're like free thinking, like how she is, I think they might just either follow us because they feel obligated to, or they want to, or they might just go off and be other thought forms roaming around in the astral universe. They might eventually develop into full souls like how we would, because I could see that being, because we're just an extension of the universe. We're all just a fucking fractal piece of the main center, like atoms upon atoms upon atoms. The universe is an atom amongst other atoms. The planets are atoms within the universe. Like, we are atoms on the planet, and then there are atoms, billions of atoms in us and shit. So it's like, and it just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper than that. So I could totally understand if they are just that, like that, they're pieces of us, and they will one day become real, like really real, like not just real on the fourth, but real on the third. In some type of universe, if they ever so choose to, they might one day just decide, I want to become physical, because my creator made me physical, so why not be physical? So I'm about to be home soon, so let me wrap this up, because it's kind of cold as shit. All right, what else can I say? Nah, I think that's just about it. I think, yeah, that's just about it. All I can say, because I did want to just talk about the Guardians at one point, because they are like fucking powerful. You'll know if you find this out. You looking at this, it might already awaken, just for the fact that I brought this up to you. So it might awaken and try to start speaking to you more.